Hey guys, me again, still in the middle of the woods. Got a really cool thing to share with you. So, you see that little guy right there? He's pretty small. Well, that one was smaller. Alright, let's see if I can still find the other little bitty one. There was a tiny one. Give me just a second. My shoelace just scared me. Well, there's... Well, that one's not small. Not compared to that one. But anyways, my little thing I want to share. I'm sitting here. I've got this new, favorite pastime that I've revived from my childhood. Sitting here in the creek, basically in it. I'm not far from sitting in it. And I'm just very gently and carefully and slowly picking up rocks, preferably flat ones so I can skip them, and I'm skipping them upstream, and it's actually pretty entertaining. And as I'm doing that, I'm discovering the creatures underneath them, and it's just been salamanders and crawdads and snails, and apparently I'm still pretty good at skipping rocks. But so when I was here last time, I was absolutely mind blown by the salamanders and how tiny they were, and how many of them there were, and the crawdads too. They were the smallest ones I saw were probably about that big. And I'm sitting here, and I'm actually face down towards the water, I'm really close, and I'm really looking at everything. And there's some that are this big, like the size of the tip of your fingernail, And I guess they would have to be pretty small when they're first born, right? And the crawdads aren't much different. And I'm looking at the snails, and these snails are pretty cool too. And I'm just looking, and what the Lord spoke to me as I'm sitting here doing this is there's so much more than meets the eye. All the time. If we'll just sit down and take the time to really observe, silly little things like this snail that's right in front of me. Every time I get close to him, he goes back in the shell, and he just looks like another dead snail shell. But he's moving around, and he's actually really pretty, and these tiny little creatures that are smaller than the tip of my fingernail that are everywhere, and I never would have noticed them if I hadn't stopped, slowed down, quieted down, and took the time to pay attention and really, really looked for them. God's been telling me to slow down for a long time, and now I'm getting it. Slow down and pay attention. There's so much more than meets the eye. In everything. And this isn't just, the creatures in the creek beds. This is our lives. In each moment, what are we missing for looking at the big picture only? In each moment, what are we missing for rushing through and forward? I gotta get in the wilderness more.